Hey guys, Damon Hunt here with Hunt the Forex. Trading levels. So I had a sleepless night anyway because I could smell money. But I gotta show you this nasty trade here. So of course I come in and it's down at my take profit, or my first take profit, where I thought it would be in the New York, and I have no trade on. So gnarly. So what happened was last night it came up into my levels here. I did not understand the count. Oh, I think I just got it. Oh my goodness. Did I just get it? I just got it. Oh, it hurts. But anyway, I didn't understand it last night. This was the ABC. This is a stop grabber with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God. And of course, right where my arrow was where I should have taken the trade. I didn't take the trade because I didn't understand the wave count. Let this be a lesson to wave counters everywhere. Do not rely on wave counting. Rely on your levels. Anyway, so what I did was I went with another kind of trade that I don't usually trade. I'm not fluent in it, let us say. But what I looked for was out of my first level, because remember I had this level up here. It was the 161 target. It was the first fib. There's a whole the whole universe. I would have sold my house to sell up here if it went up there. I would have put it all on that trade. I'm kidding. I would have followed my trading plan, but I would have felt like it. I would have been very confident if it came up to here. Anyway, so I had a break of this trend, which is fine. Actually, let me find out where was that? You can see how small I put my trade in at, 0.15, because I'm really, it's a new system for me, and I don't demo trade, so this is how I demo trade. It's in my live account. Anyway, so I sold right here, and the reason I sold here was we had a break of the sharper trend, which I'm not going to zoom in on any more than that. But basically there was a sharper trend going up here. Just let me get rid of some of this stuff so you can see something of what I'm doing here. Oops. Come on. I don't know where I had my... Ah yes, this was the other one if it came up into my proper targets, and then I deleted the one that was underneath. But anyway, it was a perfect trade last night, but I just didn't get. I was looking for that. I'll bet. Watch this. Oh man, I gotta show you this. It's so easy to understand in hindsight. Oops, what am I deleting? If I sound a little delirious, it's because I haven't slept in, I don't know, 30 hours or something, which is pretty normal, so it shouldn't be that bad. Might be a little talkative. Anyway, so if I take this trend line and I drop it where the actual ABC ended, I'll bet you right on target. And then timing fib, which I'm not supposed to show you. Go see Carlos Wolf if you want to learn how to use it. It's dead on. So, anywho, so you can see that we had a break, and it was immediately after an engulfing candle, 2 candles prior, and this is very bearish. Anyway, so basically my strategy that I'm working out is because so many times I've looked for the classic, I won't even say classic, I'll look for the entry that I normally get, and they're just not showing up. Well, this made sense in the end, but yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It did make sense in the end, so I have nothing to say about that. But anyway, I didn't see it at the time, so I was looking for, my monitor just turned off, by the way, it's refreshing. Okay, there we go. It's degaussing. I don't know if you can see the monitor when my monitor turns off, but anyway. Okay. Oh my god. Number 3, DJAWS. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, what I did was I was taking a break of this trend and my first bearish 5-minute candle. So it could be a shooting star with a trigger. In this case, this is actually a trigger in itself, an engulfing candle. So I had an engulfing candle and then it closed just outside that trend line. So I was like, I'm taking it. I took it. You can see that. I think I put in my 0 trade around here and went to bed. Now, you can't see that trade for some reason. Maybe I deleted it, but I'll put it back up here. Look at that. Awesome. Anyway, so obviously it was not time to go to bed. And you see how safe this trade would have been, and this is what I'm used to. And so in this kind of trade, I don't have that kind of freedom where I'm like, good, I got it, go to bed. Now, when I did this, I looked at the first swing down. I'll just show you how I thought I was safe. I looked at the first swing down fib-wise, which is right here. Come on. Oops. Well, shouldn't really be there, but anyway, whatever. In this area, say the L3. I thought I was actually going to hit the L3. So I was taking, okay, 61.8 from there would be a great entry, and that was right here, and I had the pivot point to save me, and I had all these things, so I was like, great, if it does do a retracement, there'll be another entry for whoever missed up there, which there was, and yeah, anyway. So you can see that I got 0 on that trade, which is very exciting. Now there's another beautiful trade right here. It's just gorgeous. You get a shooting star and a trigger right afterwards. Sell. So I have no excuse. Hopefully not too many investors are watching this one. Anyway, so that's my trade. That's how I screwed the pooch on that one. Wow. And in hindsight, it's so easy. Look at this. ABC, right on my target. I don't know if it did 2/1 because it's extended. No, it did 2/1 on the dot. This is one of those ones where the 5-minute lines up with the 1 hour. Sorry, the 5-minute lines up with the 15-minute, lines up with the 1 hour, lines up with the 4 hour, lines up with the 1 day, lines up with the 1 week. It's one of those. No pressure. And anyway, so this is my first take profit. I actually wanted to take a trade off this level, but I don't trade New York because I'm just not good at it. You know, it's funny, the levels work in New York, stuff happens in New York where I could make lots of money, and then I try the New York, and I don't know what happened that day. But it's over and over and over, so I can't really do it. Anyway, I have a nice fib down to here. If I get rid of the stop grabber, it's basically an L4 trade. And I like it. It's good, but it's New York time, so I'm not going to trade it. It's also, I don't like if this is an ABC and we're a 1, 2, 3 and we've hit our target already, so it's not something I'm super excited about. We might get a move like this where it moves up, 34 pips. Oh, by the way, this trade went 34 pips for me, so 35. Went 35 pips, including my spread, so it's actually a really nice trade, and it was just before the first area where I would consider taking profit. But in this case, because I had such a tiny trade on, I wouldn't take profit in here. I would actually, if I'd been up for it and if it happened at a time when I was up, I would have loved to have taken this trade. And fib up, by the way, on this trade. I hope you guys are following me here. Fib up. is right there, right? So I got the bottom 38 to 100%. Ding. So, so I could have taken it there. I could have taken it on the engulfing. Could have taken it on the break of the 3x3. I mean, it was just like, it's one of those, you know. And it's already done the lower lows, so it's not like I'm like, oh, maybe it's a ABC and maybe it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was no mistaking that. We had a thrusting move. It's the 3. It's the easiest one to catch. So that was sick. Anyway, I guess I should throw something up if anybody wants to try my next levels, or my levels as they're coming up here. So I got an L4 trade, which is a breathe on the it's a triple bottom here, but I thought it was a breathe on this level too. Seems to be quite a bit lower. 24.32. What was I doing in the 15-minute? Oh, that's right, I adjusted it a little bit. I adjusted it because the interaction of the day actually worked better if you put your line across here. You can see the interaction. So it's actually very, very close to 24.47, and that's 24.50. Yeah, so it's super close. The other thing that may happen is instead of getting a triple bottom across there, it might be a triple bottom across here, in which case it would be coming down to this sharper, more 1 hour looking level. In any case, that's through the 4 at that point, so that's, you might not get too much magic out of that if it's going to get through the 4. Now gold, one thing I didn't mention in the other one because I didn't want to depress anyone, is that gold was above the pivot. So I was trying to take a down trade, but I had so much confluence going on in the euro that I didn't want to distract anyone by saying gold is above the pivot and it might whipsaw, blah, blah, blah. But it was above the pivot at that time, so we still made some nice pips down. Anyway, so that's my trade there. I still have levels that I would like to see up here, but now that I have a 1, 2, 3 coming down, because it's definitely an ABC. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So 1, 2, and then we're going into a long 3. Yeah, that's right. So this is whole stop grabber territory here, which is great. Nice, safe place to have a trade. Oh, I want to show you my ultimate take profit on this move. Again, it was at 23. I think I have it in here. 23.44. Down here was my ultimate move on this. It's got to break a ton of crap to get through there, and I was looking for this to come sharper, right? I mean, it would have been exciting, but this is looking more like it might need to pause. Okay, I shouldn't really give you guys, you see how it's done this? It's done this break, breathe, and we got it up here. That's what I was looking to do. We've made lower lows. So now if it bounces off here and it comes back up through this trend line now, so let me show you. So if it does something like this, down to our level, and then we get a nice pop, look for it to come up and play, if that happens. If you get something like that, nothing to worry about. And then we should go down to our target, right? This is just random lines, but whatever. Might be smoother than that, but. And then I had this as an ultimate target, but we had discussed this, I think, 4 videos ago, that I would take my profits at this level, even though the market might be looking to double bottom, make a lower low, whatever. Just take it where I know it's going to go, right? Or the most obvious place that it should have a bounce. Yeah. Anyway, this should, Sive's video last night, or for the Euro Open, was talking about how we shouldn't be doing anything in here. But I really thought that, I'm surprised he actually didn't mention anything about the weekly closing below, because to me that's a huge deal. And then if you go into the daily, the break of this trend line was a huge deal. There's a lot of reason why you'd want to try to continue this. It made a lower low, you can see, and yeah, yeah, I guess it could have gone up. I guess it depends on how Saib trades that. But if he trades in the longer term, I could see, like if he doesn't trade intraday at all, I could see why he might not want to play in there. But this one was just so screamingly obvious that I wanted to take that down, especially if it had a close below, which it's in the same 4-hour candle we've had a close below and the lower low. So that's pretty awesome. That was nice. Oh God, what was my trade entry was at 30, right? I think it did hit 30, right? Oh yeah, I hit my trade where I wanted to get in was at 30. It hit 33, so I would have got filled if I wanted to play that. 76 pips up so far. Yeah. So anyway, for me, funnily enough, usually when Saib says it's no, hey, sit on your hands, I'm like, good. That's exactly what I think. This is one of those few times where the intraday just made all sense possible. And even though we're in the middle of a long-term whipsaw insano thing, but there's hints, right? Like that one, closed below. Even though we hadn't closed above, we had already made lower lows below here, and it was like we were consolidating, right, in the H4 right here. So we were consolidating below. It was like, yes. So anyway, what Saib's looking for is he's looking for a close below right where we are, right where we are, 2460. Because there's the weekly pivot or something. I got to get these on my charts so I can follow them better for you guys. But yeah. Anyway, so and the daily term too. That was another thing with this action. The daily turned over, and it's like, you got the weekly close below the 3x3. It's already in a downtrend. You have the daily downtrend. It's not in oversold territory at all. And then we had that little confusion with the H4. But what can I say about that? Anyway, so look for, in the New York session, I guess, or the Asian session, look for it to come up and try to close above on the daily. Weekly? No, 4 hour? What are we looking for? 1 hour? Okay. Oh, yeah, close above this level. So that's all we're looking for. We don't have to do actually very much for the rest of the day. Anyway, successful trade, but it was 35 pips to nowhere for me. Boo. Okay, I'll come back on tomorrow night. Hopefully there's a nice, beautiful, juicy setup. Simple, easy pleasy, and we'll ride her down together.